In this episode of Jessop's Journal, I get to interview my custom tailor.
Hey Doug, how are you doing?
Excellent.
Great to see you. Looking sharp.
Thanks. I always love my custom suits.
Good.
Thanks for coming on Jessop's Journal today.
Thank you so much. A pleasure.
Sign in, please. Full disclosure, Adam is my tailor, okay? My personal tailor. I love what this guy does, okay? I'm wearing a shirt that I designed with you. I wear the suit. Measurements were phenomenal, impeccable. How in the world did you get into being a tailor?
It wasn't something that I'd done in the past, and I had a friend that we both wanted to start something, and we were actually out on a backpacking trip down in southern Utah, and we were just talking about life and what we wanted out of life and kind of what our passions were and things like that. And Tailor Cooperative was born out of that.
What's the history of this building? Do you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's really cool. This building is over 100 years old. It was an old farmer's market, and if you actually go out back, there's a bunch of old railroad ties, and they would load produce through here because it was an old farmer's market. The floors have a ton of personality. They still have paint splatter from when this was an art space, and they've got scratches, and it's been a cool building. I feel really fortunate to be able to be here.
So in other words,
cool.
if we move the furniture and we scratch the floor, everything's
Not a
okay.
big deal.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kind of place, right?
Yeah.
What was your first paying job? Okay, not when you were a little kid, but the first when you got a paycheck.
Yep. I got really creative when I was starting out, and when I started out, I was actually just going door to door, like to neighbors, to mow lawns and shovel walks and things like that. And I met this fella, and he ended up starting. I ended up starting to work with him a lot, and he had a business that was doing custom forms and labels, and I eventually became an office manager for him, and it actually taught me a lot about just business and how to run a business, so which was really cool.
Is there kind of a secret sauce that you've, through your experience, been able to bring to here running Tailor Cooperative?
First off, it's all about execution. Ideas are a dime a dozen. I'm an idea man, and so it's one of those things that it's all about how you do it. It's all about execution.
What kind of job did your dad have?
He was an aircraft mechanic up at the Air National Guard. Growing up, there was lots of fixing things and tinkering around with things, and I got to learn a lot from him, which was really fun.
So tell me about your mom.
My mom actually has MS, and she was diagnosed when I was maybe 2.
Really?
And so it's been a lifelong disease for my mother. And it's my dad is a saint, and he's one of the nicest people, and he's been taking care of my mom and taking really good care of her. So yeah.
What is MS?
Yeah. MS is multiple sclerosis, and it's when your nervous system is attacking when your immune system is attacking your nervous system. And so it's kind of a degenerative disease, and unfortunately there's no cure for it, and it affects different people differently, and it's one of those things that it's a tough disease. It's really, really tough for anyone who has it. So
how is having a mom that's got this this disease impacted the way you deal with people?
Yeah, it definitely has affected me a lot, but it's I would say it's one of those things that a lot more empathy for people and understanding. And I think the other piece is how important your health is and how to not take that for granted.
So who believed in you before you believed in you?
Yeah, I would say that was my dad. When I actually started my first business, he was, it was actually shave ice and ice cream inside of pineapples.
How old were you?
I was, 21? I was just in college, and I wanted to do something, I always wanted to start my own thing and do something cool like that. I think my dad was really nervous for me to start something up. And, but he was always very supportive, and he let me use the garage and, store everything. He helped me build everything, and so it was pretty cool.
So tell me about your love of sailing.
Yeah, sailing is something I actually kind of stumbled into, and one of the best secrets here in Salt Lake is the Great Salt Lake. It's a beautiful, beautiful lake, and I love sailing out there, and it's been a hobby of mine for the last few years. So
now, I interviewed you before when we were making my custom suits, and number one, you did impeccable. Who taught you how to do the measurements and all that stuff? Because you guys all have all those funky little machines, and you have this little weird thing that you put on my shoulder and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't just one person. It was a lot of learning from a lot of different people, and learning from a lot of tailors and asking a lot of questions and time and questions. When I started this up, I actually had no idea that I had this long history of tailoring. So my great-great-grandparents were tailors and bag makers in Switzerland, and they all came over here, and this was kind of how they got their start here in America, which is really cool. So it was a cool thing to be part of that long line of heritage with that. So.
It's no secret, I love the work that you guys do. Owning a company like this would be a dangerous thing for me, because it's like, oh my gosh, I need to go get another closet just to put stuff in. So do you remember the first suit that you had made here that you're going, okay, I'm the owner of Tailor Cooperative, I can get anything I want? What'd you make?
I wanted to get actually a staple piece, and so I wanted something that I could just wear and kind of put through the ringer, and it was a navy suit. And looking back to that, it's been pretty fun to like have that as a piece there. You know, the time waiting for it to get made, and for the tailors to put everything together, and you're so ready for it, and then the moment like it comes in, you're just so excited, and that's honestly that's the reason why we're doing this. Is it's just like it's such a cool, like, fun, and that's the reason we started this. Is we wanted to bring that experience to people, and it's a really cool piece to be able to have your own custom tailored clothing.
Well, the unveiling, I mean, the suspense, it's just like, okay.
We let everyone kind of design their own thing and have a little bit of creative license on what they're making, and so it's cool to be part of something that's that creative and that artistic.
Suits are usually, let's get real, the domain of men.
Yep.
But I've noticed when I've been in here a couple times, there are women that are getting clothing made.
Yep.
How in the world did you get into that side, and why?
What's important is to be able to serve not just men and women, but we try to keep it so it's more open, and so we do more like androgynous fits, we do more masculine, we do more feminine fits, things like that. So we try to keep it a really welcoming and safe space for a lot of people, because if someone wants something to represent the way they feel, it's really cool to be part of that. Particularly more feminine fits, it's a challenge, and so it's most clothiers don't ever go into and
the
go
only
down
one
that
I
road.
know of,
Yeah, so they don't go down that road, and so it's been cool developing out patterns and making that a big piece of our business, because I feel like it is such an important thing for someone to have something that fits them well, and suits are a powerful thing. So.
And family's a powerful thing. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your mom and dad think of what you're doing?
They're proud. Yeah.
I wonder what the Breitlings would think of their great-great grandson.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We have some lovely parting gifts from our underwriters, so let's unveil them. We've got a custom journal from Rustico. Got the pen from them. We have got a free custom hat from JW Custom Hats.
Very exciting.
We've got the assortment from Ogden's Own Distillery. And of course, Tailor Cooperative is an underwriter, so I'm not quite sure what to do with this card,
Of course.
But maybe I'll have to use it myself. And folks, remember, stories have power. They help us understand. With another entry in Jessop's Journal, I'm Doug Jessop, ABC4 News.